The streets of Baldur's Gate are shrouded in the morning mist, with cobblestone paths slick from the previous night's rain. Market stalls are beginning to open, and merchants arrange their colorful wares. The smell of fresh bread from a nearby bakery mingles with the tang of sea salt from the harbor. An elderly bard plays a melancholic tune on a lute, casting a soft, haunting ambiance over the bustling yet seemingly tranquil scene.
I approach the elderly bard with a warm smile and flick my fingers to produce a tiny, harmless flame that dances in the air to complement his melancholic tune. Would you mind if I added a bit of firelight to your beautiful music?
I keep my distance but maintain a vigilant eye on the surroundings, scanning for any potential threats or unsavory characters lurking in the mist. Keep playing, old lad. Just mind that you watch your purse.
I dart through the crowd with practiced ease, my quick fingers nimbly pilfering a coin purse from a distracted merchant. Then I hide behind a stack of crates near the bakery to count my spoils. Let's see what today's luck brought me.
I quietly approach the elderly bard and Pyra, careful not to disturb the delicate notes drifting through the air. The flame, like life, dances beautifully yet fades all the same. Cherish this fleeting moment, for soon it too shall pass. I cast thaumaturgy to make the bard's music resonate more deeply, adding an eerie depth to his melancholic tune.
The elderly bard's wrinkled face breaks into a gentle smile as Pyra's flame dances in time with his melody, and Seraph's enchantment deepens the resonance of his tune. He nods appreciatively, his voice raspy yet warm. You all bring life to my music. Thank you. Suddenly, Wisp's hiding spot is discovered by a burly city guard who saw the nimble act of theft. Hey, you, halt! He yells, drawing his cudgel and approaching rapidly. Meanwhile, Thoradin's keen eyes catch a suspicious figure in a dark cloak slipping into an alleyway, glancing back nervously.
I glance over at Wisp and the approaching guard, then move my tiny flame towards a nearby thicket of vines hanging from a building, causing them to ignite just enough to create a distraction without causing harm. Let's see if the guard prefers fire over a thief.
I grunt, annoyed, but focused, and quickly move to intercept the guard, planting myself firmly in his path. Hold up, lad. What's the fuss about? Let's talk it out.
I quickly stuff the stolen coin purse into my pocket and, using the stack of crates to my advantage, leap into the shadows between them, making a swift dash towards the alleyway where Thoradin saw the suspicious figure. Sorry, but I'm late for an appointment.
With an unsettling calm, I step forward and cast Hold Person on the approaching guard, immobilizing him in his tracks. Our actions are mere whispers in the grand tale of existence. Pause and reflect on what truly matters.
The guard freezes mid-stride, his cudgel clattering to the cobblestones. Thoradin now stands face to face with the immobile guard, the tension palpable. The fire Pyra conjured in the vines creates a brief but vivid distraction, causing nearby merchants and townsfolk to shout and scatter, adding to the chaos. Meanwhile, Wisp darts into the alleyway, only to find it narrow and shadowed, with the cloaked figure disappearing around a corner, leaving behind a lingering sense of unease that prickles at his instincts.
I wave my hand, extinguishing the fire in the vines to prevent any further panic, and then stride confidently towards the alleyway where Wisp ran off. Time to shed some light on this mystery.
I keep my eyes fixed on the immobilized guard, my hand resting on the hilt of my axe as a silent reminder of who he's dealing with. Now, you better think twice 'fore making a scene in front of innocent folk, aye?
I blend into the shadows of the narrow alley, keeping close to the walls, and quietly round the corner where the cloaked figure disappeared, my dagger at the ready just in case. All right, shadowy stranger, let's see what you're up to.
I move towards the guard and gently place a hand on his shoulder, my voice a hushed whisper as I say a quick prayer to Kelemvor. May the stillness teach you the value of fleeting peace, for it is only in silence that true clarity is found. I then release the Hold Person spell, allowing him to regain his freedom.
As Seraph's enchantment fades, the guard blinks in confusion but remains still, Thoradin's imposing presence enough to keep him at bay. A cautious grin barely touches his lips as he nods tensely. Reckon you're right, dwarf. I'll let it slide this time. In the alleyway, Wisp rounds the corner to find the cloaked figure standing before a faintly glowing rune inscribed on the ground, yards away from a heavy wooden door. The figure's hood falls back, revealing a scarred, intense face. "Looks like you're just in time for the performance," he sneers, his hand reaching for something hidden beneath his cloak.
I step into the alleyway, my eyes narrowing as I see Wisp and the cloaked figure by the glowing rune. With a flick of my wrist, I conjure a small, swirling fireball in my palm and call out, "Care to show us your trick, or should I make it a bit hotter in here?"
I give a nod to Seraph, appreciating the wisdom behind his actions, then turn my attention back to the guard, my stance steady and unwavering. "We'll be on our way then, but remember, next time we cross paths, there might not be any mercy." With that, I start making my way towards the alleyway to back up Wisp and Pyra.
I keep my dagger at the ready and position myself between the cloaked figure and the wooden door, eyeing the glowing rune warily. What's the show, mate? Or should I slice through the curtain before the big reveal?
I step into the shadowy alley and approach the glowing rune, my eyes locking onto the scarred face of the cloaked figure. With a chilling calm, I utter, "Death is the final arbiter, but I can negotiate your stay if you so desire." I cast Detect Magic to reveal any hidden arcane traps or secrets in the vicinity.
As Thoradin rounds the corner, the figure's sneer twists into a cruel smile. "Too late for negotiations." With a swift motion, he pulls out a vial and hurls it to the ground, shattering it and releasing a plume of noxious green smoke that rapidly fills the alleyway. The rune flares brightly, releasing a shockwave that sends Pyra's fireball fizzing into nothing and causes the air to hum with unsettling energy. Wisp and Seraph feel a cold, prickling sensation creeping up their spines as the smoke obscures their vision and the figure vanishes.
I raise my arms and chant an incantation, summoning a burst of magical wind to disperse the noxious smoke, my eyes flaring with determination. "Think you can hide from us? Let the winds reveal your escape."
Of all the cursed tricks, I mutter under my breath. Gripping my shield tightly, I barrel through the smoke towards where the cloaked figure vanished, ready to bash away any obstacles or threats in the way. "Ain't letting you slip away that easy."
I hold my breath and swiftly scale the walls of the narrow alley, trying to get above the green smoke, keeping my eyes peeled for any rooftop escape routes or hidden figures. You can't vanish like that without leaving a trail. Come on.
I take a deep breath, feeling the chill of the noxious smoke pass through me, and focus my will on maintaining clarity. With a low, resonant voice, I intone, "Mist and shadow cannot conceal your escape from death's gaze." I cast Dispel Magic to neutralize the rune's insidious effects and any lingering enchantments in the alley.
The magical wind Pyra conjures sweeps through the alleyway, dispersing the green smoke and revealing a clear path. Seraph's Dispel Magic neutralizes the rune's effects, causing it to flicker and die. Thoradin charges forward, shield up, but finds only empty cobblestones where their quarry once stood. Above, from his elevated vantage point, Wisp spots the cloaked figure sprinting across the rooftops, heading toward the chaotic heart of the market below. Still within reach if they act quickly.
I quickly scan the rooftops, spotting the cloaked figure making their escape. With a smirk, I channel my fiery energy into my hands and launch a streak of searing flames across the rooftops, aiming to cut off their path and force them to backtrack towards us. "Not so fast, trickster!"
With a deep, guttural growl, I haul myself up the crates and start climbing after the cloaked figure, my axe firmly in hand. "You're not getting away! Not on my watch!"
I dart across the rooftop, using my nimble agility to close the distance between me and the cloaked figure, then pull out a small vial of sleep poison and lob it in their path, hoping to slow them down or make them stumble. Sweet dreams, Shadow Dancer.
I step into the clearing smoke, eyes narrowing on the distant fleeing figure. With unwavering focus, I extend my hand and invoke Kelemvor's power, casting Hold Person to paralyze the cloaked individual mid-escape. Even shadows must answer to the stillness of death.
The searing flames from Pyra's hands streak across the rooftops, engulfing the cloaked figure's path and forcing him to veer back, right into Wisp's sleep poison. The cloaked figure stumbles, eyes fluttering as the sleep poison takes effect. Just as he is about to collapse, Seraph's hold person freezes him in place, teetering on the edge of the rooftop. Thoradin finally reaches him, axe ready, and the cornered figure lets out a defeated, rasping breath, his intense eyes filled with desperate weariness.
I stride confidently towards the edge of the rooftop, my fiery aura reflecting in my eyes as I extend a hand towards the cloaked figure, conjuring a swirling sphere of fire in my palm. Tell us what we need to know, or this fire will sear the truth out of you.
I advance towards the immobilized figure, planting my foot firmly on the rooftop and pointing my axe at his chest. Listen up, lad. You've nowhere to run. Spill your secrets or risk a dwarf's wrath.
I nimbly approach the paralyzed figure, crouching down to look him in the eye as I deftly retrieve the stolen coin purse from my pocket. Seems you were in quite the rush. Care to explain why? Or should I start counting your coins?
I step up beside the immobilized figure, my voice barely above a whisper, yet infused with an unsettling calm. Life is but a fleeting moment, and even now, you stand on the brink of its end. Speak, and perhaps Kelemvor's judgment will be delayed. I cast Zone of Truth to ensure that any words spoken within this space must be the absolute truth.
The cloaked figure's eyes dart wildly, revealing a mix of fear and resignation. As the Zone of Truth takes hold, he struggles to speak, his voice barely audible. You seek answers, but you meddle in powers beyond your understanding, he rasps, his body trembling under Seraph's spell. Follow the rune. Find its twin in the old catacombs beneath the southern docks. It holds the key to the cult's machinations. As he finishes speaking, his body shudders and the vial he previously used creates a final burst of noxious green smoke, causing him to vanish completely but leaving behind a cryptic symbol scorched into the rooftop.
The figure's cryptic words linger in my mind as I study the scorched symbol left in his wake. With a flick of my wrist, I conjure a small flame and trace the outline of the symbol, committing it to memory. Looks like we're heading to the southern docks. Let's see what secrets the catacombs hold.
With the figure vanished and the cryptic symbol lingering on the rooftop, I kneel down and run my calloused fingers over the scorched marking, grunting thoughtfully. Aye, let's not waste any more time. We need to get to those catacombs and find this cult's twisted plans.
I carefully examine the cryptic symbol scorched into the rooftop, committing its details to memory. Then, with a mischievous grin, I pocket the stolen coin purse and say, "Off to the catacombs it is, but let's keep an eye out for more treasures while we're at it."
I approach the scorched symbol and kneel beside it, my fingers brushing lightly over its charred edges as I murmur a prayer to Kelemvor. This path we tread is dark, yet even in the deepest shadows, truth will find its light. I cast augury to seek divine insight into the potential consequences of venturing into the catacombs beneath the southern docks.